What up gamers, my name's No Mercy Ever, and today we're going to be taking a look at the new killer, his perks, mori, and add-ons. So the new killer is called Jin Won Hak, or better known as the Trickster. And I tell you what, he is suave AF. He's actually a K-pop star that was a part of a group but was sick of sharing all the limelight. So when a fire broke out in the recording studio, he went, "See you suckers!" and yeeted out. He then got a thirst for killing, and a new Dead by Daylight killer was born. Now, as you can see, this is his default outfit, and it's absolutely wild, so I can't wait to see what other cosmetics DVD cook up for him as well. Now let's take a look at his power, his perks, and then let's jump into some gameplay. So his power is called Showstopper. Basically, you start the trial with 60 blades. What? That's exactly right, 60 blades, it's crazy. Press and hold the power button to wind up and enter the throw state. While in the throw state, tap the attack button to throw a single blade, or hold down the attack button to unleash a flurry of blades. Throwing a flurry increases control throw rate while decreasing movement speed, however. And you can also restock the blades at lockers. The laceration meter. A survivor's laceration meter increases each time they get hit by a blade. Once the meter is filled, they will lose a health state, either becoming injured or downed. So essentially, I figured out that the Trickster has to throw 8 blades each time they want to down a survivor. He also does have a really cool M1 sword. It looks very futuristic and cool, but obviously everyone wants to get used to the Showstopper and use the blades, which would be awesome. I kind of think of him like a huntress. So if anyone out there is incredibly good at Huntress, incredibly amazing with your aim, you're gonna absolutely love this killer, like ridiculously amounts. Okay, let's have a look at his perks now. So the first one's called Starstruck. Your unmatched showmanship dazzles all. Starstruck activates when you're carrying a survivor. Survivors within your terror radius suffer from the exposed, which basically means you're one hit down. So the status effect is for 20, 25, or 30 seconds, depending on your tiers of your perk, tier 1, tier 2, or tier 3. Starstruck cools down for 90 seconds once the survivor is no longer carried as well. So essentially it's just fantastic for like anyone that's trying to body block you on your way to the hook, because they're going to be instantly one hit down, which is fantastic. I'm so excited to be able to use it as a killer myself. Alright, so the next one is called Hex Crowd Control. A hex that ensures those lesser than you are properly herded. The entity blocks a window for 10, 12, or 14 seconds, again depending on your tier, after a survivor performs a rushed vault action. Now the amazing thing about this is obviously we have Bamboozle, we've seen that with Baba, but he can only block one window at a time. So a lot of like survivors knew that, so they would use the L and a T wall to just have a continuous loop. Whereas with this one, it will literally, like depending on the time frame, if they go through 2 windows within 14 seconds or 10 seconds, it'll block both. So this is really, really powerful. The only obviously downside is that it is a hex, so if they do cleanse it, obviously it's out of the match. But it's still a pretty amazing perk. I'm really excited to give that one a go as well. And finally, No Way Out. You're not going to let just anyone into the VIP room. When the last generator is repaired, the entity blocks both exit gate switches for 8, 9, 10 seconds per token in your possession for up to a maximum of 32, 36, or 40 seconds depending on your tier. That's insane. So that's so cool. It like makes the end game so much more exciting. Essentially, like if you hook every survivor, that's up to 40 seconds that they can't work on exit gates. Imagine that on a nurse, imagine it on a huntress, like it's just so powerful. It could be coupled with like bit of murmur so you could understand where their auras are for 10 seconds. Like it's an absolutely such a cool perk, and I'm super excited to use it. So yeah, I'm really, really happy with his perks overall. Alright, so that's it for the perks. Let's jump into some gameplay and see what this guy's all about. Alright, as I said before, the Trickster's power is that he has to throw a bunch of knives to injure and down survivors. He's kind of like Huntress, but instead of throwing 1, he has to throw 8 knives in order to injure or down a survivor. He also reloads his knives at lockers as well, just like Huntress. He moves at 110% movement speed and has a terror radius of 24 meters. Also, he has a special ability called Main Event. After charging it up, he can activate it and go on a knife throwing frenzy. He can literally throw an unlimited amount of knives at survivors. He also throws them at an even faster rate And also this doesn't affect his movement speed at all. It's absolutely crazy. Like, I'm not sure if in the future Dead by Daylight will nerf this or anything, but for the time being, this is what it is, and it's absolutely crazy. The power overall for this killer I actually found really hard, but then again I usually main pig or nurse, so I'm not too great with my aim. He also felt pretty slow, so I personally found it hard to loop with him, but this is also to be expected when he can throw up to 80 knives over pallets and over some loops as well, so I think that's fair. Just like Huntress, he will probably become very map dependent. Even though I didn't have the best games, I actually found him a lot of fun to play, and I'm stoked about his perks that I will be able to use a lot on all my other favourite killers. I also absolutely love his animations, from his locker reload to every time he M1s a survivor, and of course his beautiful knife throws. This killer is full of personality and I'm freaking here for it. He also randomly chuckles, laughs, and sometimes speaks Korean, which again is so freaking cool. But the best animation by far is his mori. As a survivor is pulling themselves up, he rattles their body with a ton of knives and before leaving, throws them a signed autograph which is then stabbed into their chest with a knife. It's one of the best moris I've ever seen. And I also like the fact that they've updated the lobby map as well behind. So cool. It reminds me kind of Cyberpunk, I guess, as well. So there you have it, guys. I think this killer is so fresh and will be a lot of fun to play, especially if you've got great aim. But I would love to hear what you guys think. Do you think he's a top tier killer or more of a meme? Let me know in the comments below. Please also like and subscribe, as I will be putting out a lot more content about Dead by Daylight very soon. I also do stream Dead by Daylight on Twitch on Tuesday, Thursday and Friday, AEST plus Australian time. So if you do have any questions or just want to come hang out and have a laugh, I'd love to see you in there. Enjoy the Trickster, guys, and I wish you all the juicy 4Ks your heart's desire. Till next time, I'll see you in the fog.